Off-Roaders. This is Billy with Backroads and Byways, and we are back. And today I'm going to be doing a video on making some catfish bait. We are coming up on the time of year when it's getting close for the catfish to start spawning. And so I've got some catfish baits over here that I've been curing in a brine for probably about the last 4.5 to 5 months. And so today we're going to take and finish it out and package it up and get it ready for use. So stay with us and take you through the process of the two different kinds of baits that we're going to be doing today. Today we're going to have some meaty chunk bait, and then we've also got some meat that's been curing in a brine that's going to actually be kind of a dough or a paste bait that we're going to do up. So stay tuned and we will run you through that process, and hopefully you'll enjoy this video. Okay, so what we've got today, we're going to be using my food savers. I've got two food savers. One of them I bought at an auction a little over a year ago, and then the other one I bought recently at a thrift store. So anyway, what we're going to be doing is taking these meat nuggets here that I had cut up previously. What they are is they're like a Polish sausage that had cheese throughout them. What I done was I took those straight out of the freezer. I cut those into small, about 1 inch thick chunks, and I put those into a brine, which I put into this jar and stuck in my refrigerator, and there they have been sitting for about 4.5 to 5 months. So, but what we're going to do is we're going to take our food saver, we're going to measure off, we're going to cut up some bags, we're going to seal one end of them, and then we're going to take some of these nuggets, put them in the bag, vacuum seal them, get them ready so they can be put in the freezer or for dry storage if you want to do that. And then here in a little bit, we're going to take the meat and brine combination that I've got over here. We're actually going to use, I hope my wife doesn't watch this video, we're actually going to be using her blender to blend that up, and then we're going to be using this bowl with some all-purpose flour and a little bit of garlic powder to make up our dough bait or our dough paste bait that we're going to be using, and we'll take and package that up also. So let me go ahead and get these some of these bags cut up and get the one end of those sealed with the food saver, and then we'll start packaging those up. We're also going to take, I don't know how many packages we'll do, but I forgot that we had some grape flavored Propel drink mix, and we might do up a bag based on how much of the nuggets that we've got here. May do up 1 or 2 bags of that. So just stick around and we'll get to doing this. All right, so now I've got, right now I've got 3 bags cut. I'm going to go ahead and seal one end of those, and then we'll start packaging up some of these meat nuggets, okay? So we've got those sealed up. What we're going to do is go ahead and we're going to take a Ziploc bag, and just a regular Ziploc bag. We're going to put some of these meat chunks in there, and then we're going to put the Propel in there. Woohoo! Looky there, caught it. All right. So anyway, we're going to put some of those meat nuggets in this bag here, and then we'll put in our grape flavored Propel. Kind of mix that stuff up a little bit, and then we will vacuum seal it, okay? All right, so here we go. I think we'd be okay. What I'm going to do is drain this brine off of there first. Otherwise, this could get to be very messy. We're not going to try and take all the air out of this Ziploc bag because I want to be able to shift this around in there pretty good. Kind of tumble it. And we're going to actually use a few more. One of the things I do recommend is that when we have coated our chunk bait like that, we usually use like Jello. So funny thing is, a lot of folks think that women don't enjoy this kind of stuff, but they do. My wife had never jug fished for catfish before until we got married, and since I showed her how I make my own fishing jug lines, and started showing her how to do it. She's really enjoyed it, and she loves catfishing. Now this brine that I've been letting these sit in for the past few months has actually helped these links that I put in there to kind of toughen up a little bit, so that way they won't tear so easy when you put them on a hook. We typically use a circle hook. We have a lot higher success rate on hooking our catfish when we use the circle hooks, so that's what we go with. That would be my recommendation. If you have something different that you use when you're catfishing, as far as your hook set or anything like that, please put it in the comment section below, because I'd like to look at it. If it's something different than what most people typically do, I'd like to check that out and experiment with it, because we're always open to new ideas on being more successful in catching our catfish. So please do that. I'd love to check out what your ideas are. And also, if you haven't done it already, please go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also you can follow us along on Facebook at Backroads and Byways. So we have all kinds of different adventures. We really like doing outdoor stuff, fishing, hunting, hiking, just visiting different outdoor places, things like that. We also like sharing information on being able to visit the Branson area, which is where we live. Check out some of those adventures. We have some from over the past couple of years, and we'll be adding to that throughout this year. So anyway, we're going to get on. I'm going to finish packaging up these meat nuggets here, and then I will cut back in with you guys when we get ready to start mixing up the meat in the brine, and then start adding in our flour and our garlic powder. So be right back with you in just a little bit. All right, folks, what we're going to do now is we're going to take and use the meat brine that has been curing. But anyway, so what I did was I took some old venison that was not going to be eaten. It didn't stay frozen, so it actually went bad, but I didn't want it to go to waste. So, oh, good grief. Yeah. Good, not a living. Anyway, so what we're going to do is I am going to take my watch off for this and make sure I've got some soap and water back here behind me, because I am going to have to get my hands dirty in this jazz. Go ahead, and what I'm going to do is take some all-purpose flour, and I'm going to start adding to it. Now, gents, I do want to tell you this much. You're going to be doing this, make sure you have your wife's permission. Make sure you're using the flour she says you can use. So that's just a courteous thing to do. It's very respectful, and my wonderful wife gave me permission to use this flour, but not the other flour that I had initially intended to use. So we're going to put some of this in there, and I'm going to start mixing it around. And we want to get a dough, like a pasty dough type consistency before we're done with everything. So, but I'm going to go ahead and add in a little bit of garlic powder. You can use garlic powder. We've used garlic salt before, so either one works really good. This may actually help kill some of the cement, the horrible smell that's in there. Using these the kind of bait like this, a dough or a pasty dough type bait, generally we will use those on a treble hook. They stay on a lot better, and sometimes we'll even take a pair of leggings, you know, like pantyhose or something like that, and cut it up into small squares so that way we can put the bait on the treble hook, and then we can take and drape over the hook points the pantyhose, that little square, and that way it helps to hold the bait on, and the scent still goes out into the water real good, and we've had success with that, being able for our baits to stay on longer. And it also makes it harder for the perch, or the bluegill and the crawdads to strip your bait off. So, all right, folks, I'm going to finish doing this up, and then I'll cut back in with you here in just a moment. All right, backroaders, we are done, and this is the finished product. Got our meaty dough baits here. We've got our meat chunk baits there. Let's see here, and one of those right there is grape flavored. Didn't turn grape, but I guess that's the Propel. It's the first time I've ever used the Propel mixed drink, so typically we use Jello, and we've also used Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid works pretty good too, and we'll color it up. And so anywho, but there you go, folks, and sorry that we've been kind of out of the scene here for a couple of months here, or actually a few months actually. So lots happened. Maybe we'll talk more about that later on. A lot of tragedies that happened during 2020 for our family. So, but anyway, folks, until we see you again, as we always say, y'all take care, stay safe, and God bless, and we'll see you down the road.